Hey guys, have you ever wondered how you could be able to design this kind of Google Photos logo not using any graphical user interface, not using CorelDRAW or Photoshop, but with web application packages with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? But for this tutorial coming to you from Gabi Tech, it will be only based on HTML and CSS. This we shall do it in a matter of 10 minutes or less. Okay, so let's do it. Let's go along. Pay right attention. Now we must ensure we make use of the proper semantic tags to create the necessary elements on the web page. Guess I'm missing something here. The head tag is missing. Very good. So we will then go into the body tag to create the necessary elements. All right, so for this, in the body we shall be creating the header. After the header we have the main element, and after that we have the footer element. Now in the footer element, I would like us just to add letter 10 using the strong tag, and then we'll make use of the ampersand. The ampersand for copyright to ensure the copyright is there. Gabi Tech. Then the year. Oftentimes with JavaScript we have a way to create functions so that the year updates automatically. But for this tutorial it is only with HTML and CSS. So we will have written the year manually, not dynamically. Alright, in the main section, here we shall be having two major elements. This would be H2, and in this H2 I would like us to write Google Photos. Google Photos, and then after that we have section, and inside this section we have 4 different divs that are gonna be empty, but I'm gonna use a class name. Let me say red for the first one, and I'm multiplying it by 4. So I'm teaching you this shortcut so that you also learn it in case you don't know it. So with this, you're going to create 4 divs with the same class name, red, into 4 places. Okay, so I'm changing this second one to green, then this third one to yellow, and then this last one to blue. All right, so having done this, I think the HTML part is almost through. The only thing I want to add here is using the marquee tag just to add this direction that will be moving. Let it move towards the right, and then what the user would see inside the marquee would be, let's write it with H1. Yeah, how to create Google Photos logo. All right, that having been done, let's move over to the styling. Of course, you could see the things we've done. The only thing you're seeing here are these write-ups. The divs currently are empty. For the sake of clarity, I'm gonna comment this line of code so that we will not be seeing any other thing other than the write-ups for now. Okay, so let's go into continuing the codes. The styling. The first I want us to style here is to get the section. What do we do with the section, or rather the main? So we get the main and we give it a style. Say we display it as flex. I want whatever is in the main to come to the center of the page. So we display it as flex, align items to the center and justify content to the center. That will be done. And once I do that, I'm gonna give it a height. Perhaps maybe 100 view height, 80 view height, or 70 view height, whatever it is you want. And that one I would like to add there is gap. So I'll give it a gap of about, let's say 10 pixels. Yeah. And lastly, so that they don't come to be by the sides of each other, I will give it a flex direction to the column. All right, that will be what I want for the main, at least for now. Then let's quickly get the section elements from the HTML. I would want the section to take a relative position so that all other divs that are inside the section will take absolute position, absolute to the relative element. I would like to give this a width of perhaps 200 pixels, a height of 200 pixels. We may also not still see what the effect of what we are doing now until I give it perhaps a border, so that we will see the geographical location or area, the perimeter of this element. Let me give it red border. All right, so this is it. You see it appear. Google Photos, this perimeter red. I want everything I'm doing to be inside this box. Now let's file the other divs. To get other divs, I would want to actually add another class here. For this red, I would want it to have let's let it take vertical. Green we also take vertical, and then yellow we take horizontal. Okay, I copy it. The blue will also be given the horizontal. Then another thing I would like to add there is to make sure that this, I would like to give this another class 7. Then this will take 9. You wouldn't know why I'm giving it this classes now, but then when I go to the CSS, you will know why. Then let this also take class of 7 and this 9. There are reasons for that. You have your different ways of styling this, of course. You must not do exactly what I'm doing, but I'm showing you that this is also another way you could do it. Okay, so after this, I would like to get that one, that class I called as horizontal, or before that, so I will be seeing the effect of what you are doing. Let me get red and give it a background color of red. I would like to copy that into other 3 places to change them. So this is gonna be yellow. Then let the color be yellow. Then this would be green. Let the color be green. Then this would be blue. Then let the color be blue. Meanwhile, you may also not still see the effect because these divs are still empty and they have not been given any width or height. So, and that's why I would like to call the part that I call as vertical. So let this one that I called vertical, let's give it a height of about 90 pixels and then a height of perhaps 50 pixels. Those ones you would see their effect now. These are the ones that are vertical. All right, then let me copy that for the horizontal element. All right, so the horizontal element, of course I will change it to horizontal. I will then change this to 50 and then this to 90. Okay, so that is it. I guess I've not omitted something important. Okay, so this is height width. All of them are height. No. The first one, this is supposed to be width. 50 pixels. Rather, this is 90. Sorry for that. And this is 50. Okay. Then let me go back. This is gonna be width. 50 pixels. And then the horizontal element will take 90. pixels. All right. Are we on the same page? Horizontal 90, 50, and then vertical is 50, 90. Okay, all of them will still take position, absolute position, of course, absolute to the relative element, position absolute. The same thing here, position absolute. Certainly, this will change their default positions. Of course, you no longer see them now. All of them has been wrapped in one. Now, having done that, let us quickly add other features to these individual divs. Each of them, they will have left or right positions that will adjust them to their respective positions. Okay. Now, let me give this red, or rather, let me begin with this last one you're seeing here, the blue. I'm giving it a top position. Let it take 70 pixels away from the top, and then left would be about 118 pixels away from the left. Okay. Still not obvious yet. Blue. Then for the red, I'd like it to take about 20 pixels. Whereas let's say 20 pixels away from the top. Let me see how that works. Okay. It is obvious, it's showing 20 pixels away from the top, and then about 70 pixels away from the left. 70 pixels away from the left. Okay. And then let me give it a border radius. Border radius of about 2 pixels, 5 pixels, then the bigger one 50 pixel, 50 pixel. It's actually giving us, we're actually getting there. Then the next thing, I think I will have to change this. Let me increase it to 78 pixels. Then for the yellow part, still the same, almost the same border radius. So I'll copy that into the yellow box. So for this yellow, I'm gonna say this first one will be 5 pixels, the next one will be 50 pixel, 50 pixel. Then let's make this 0. I know the reason why I'm making that 0. Okay, we've not given it the position it will take. How many pixels away from the top or left? So this will take 20 pixels away from the top, and then about, let's say, 30 pixels away from the left. Something is not right somewhere. Horizontal, 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 horizontal. Okay. Position absolute. Okay, now I see. I thought something is not right. Okay. Very good. So we are seeing the effect of what we've been doing, at least for now. Then let's do similar thing to the remaining ones, the green and then blue. Green and blue. That is border radius. So I'm gonna add this border radius here for the blue one. We're almost through with this. So this blue one, let's give it a border radius of about 5 pixels for the first one. Then this second one will be about 50 pixels, almost like that of yellow, and then this place we make it 0. All right. Okay. We need to modify this. The green, should be given top 110, and this will take about 28. All right, so this is the way we have them. It now remains for us to transform them and then give them proper location. All right, so the next one I would like us to do now, that will wrap it up, is let's call that those ones I gave the class dot line. Then I will say transform. I'll use the rotate. So the ones I gave 9 will transform 90 degrees, 90 deg. So this is what I want to have there. Then the ones I gave 7 would transform about 270. All right, so 7 would transform about 270 deg. Okay, let's check what we have. Nothing more. Then the yellow would have, let's give this yellow left of 28 pixels. Let's see the output. All right, I think that solves it. Then I would like us to comment this. We will notice something now. The ones we have are still obvious, so I would like us to give them the appropriate colors. So here, hash, put it. Then for the yellow, we'll make it hash E6C10A. I think that gives us that color. And then for the green, let's make it hash 25AC25. That gives us that green. And let's see the output. Okay, this will be hash 1B7 5E6. 1B7 5. Okay. All right. We're almost there. So the next thing I would like us to check on now is to simply get this section. So I will add a hover effect on it. Section. So when I hover on it, we'll add a pseudo selector of hover. What happens when we hover on it? Let it have cursor, a pointer that is cursor, and then a transformation that rotates. It rotates about 280 deg, and then this happens with ease. So let's add a transition on it. That would be all about 3 seconds. Then let's say easing out. Okay, then the last one I would like us to add here is to get the footer. And what do I do with the footer? Let me align the text to the center and then make the color to be red. Just an obvious color, and then font size to red. Would that be too obvious? Okay, very good. Let me also make header to have that. So I will uncomment this. Okay. I guess it has made it too big. Let me actually reduce this to 70 VH. It's still hiding it. 50. All right. So this is what we have now. I will have to comment this border and comment this. Okay, and we have it here. Voila. Meanwhile, I would like to add another thing to this section. Let me give it its own position by coming to section, and I will say top about, let it go up a bit, 31 pixels, and then left, let me just adjust it a bit to maybe 34 pixels. Okay, so that is it. And when I hover on it, it rotates. So tell me how you were able to do your own in the comment section, and what you think you learned new, what should have been changed in this. Okay, so thank you for paying attention. Ciao.